I'm so excited. Please put your hands together. Welcome to the stage, a fabulous, fun comedian. I'm very excited to have her back, KJ Whitehead.
Hello. It's good to see you all and stuff. My name is KJ Whitehead, and I have some stuff to tell you today. I'm black. I'm transgender. Basically, I'm one awesome tweet away from a Netflix special. I go through a lot being myself and being myself every single day. Example, I live in Ravenswood, where if you call the police, they actually show up. You should try it. You can't look like me. I gotta be honest, you can't look like me, but you should try it otherwise. So, I live in Ravenswood. I'm walking outside my apartment in a skirt much like this one. I'm walking around, and there's this gentleman who's around my age, and he sees me, he looks disgusted. I try to avoid these confrontations, so I'm walking away, and from a distance I hear, "Is that a skirt, bro?" to which I replied, "Yeah, bro." That's the only way to respond. I had another interaction, also in Ravenswood, on warm day, a skirt much like this one. Another young man who looked at me, looked disgusted. I'm walking away, but he comes up to me this time. So I'm fearing for my safety, of course, as anyone should, but he comes up to me, looks me from the top down, from the bottom up, and he says, "Hey man, just want to say, your daddy don't even love you." And I thought, well, I guess you're my daddy now. And yes, I've been a very, very bad girl. My girlfriends love that one. A lot of things going on, as also with race and stuff. I try to stray away from the political stuff as much as I can sometimes these days to try to grow and whatnot. It's hard to do that when you've labeled yourself the queen of radical comedy in Chicago. And you've been doing that for years. Mostly with white men, I've noticed. You know, a lot of the right-wing white men like to call me a snowflake, which confuses me because I thought snowflakes were white. I think there's one problem that I want to bring up, and I think I know why this has happened the way it did. If there's one thing I can ask of America is that I want white men to stop doing blackface. I want that to stop. I feel like white men keep doing blackface because they're mad that they weren't born with black dick. Now, some of you are like, this is not the case. That's a little too on the nose. And to that, or on the head, you know. But to that, I say two words: segregated bathrooms. The entire thing was a dick measuring contest that black people never started and never knew what was going on until now. So you're welcome. If you can't tell by how interesting I am, I do work with children for a living. I work in a place where I have some financial security, but I also deal with the brutal honesty of children who still can't tell whether I'm a man or a woman. Well, in case you were wondering, keep guessing, because apparently I still am. I came across one in particular. I was having lunch with a kindergartner, which in any other occupation would sound like a felony. You should most definitely call the police. Make sure you don't look like me, but you should definitely call the police. But yeah, it was part of my job. I work for a childcare vendor, and I'm an assistant manager at the Chicago Public School that I work at right now. So I was having lunch with a kindergartner, and this one kindergartner in particular, his name is Kyle. Kyle looks at me and says, "Miss KJ?" I'm like, "Yes, Kyle." "Why are you a girl?" And I can't tell him to fuck off. So I'm like, "Well, Kyle, I'm a girl because I'm a girl." "But you talk like a boy." "Well, some girls have mustaches. And some girls are very muscular, strong, and built, and I'm running out of things to say." And then I got this. "You'll never be a real girl." A 5-year-old said this to me. Now, wouldn't it be hilarious if he grew up to be a bigger faggot than me? I would be proud of him. And as hurtful as that was, a week later in gym class, he did shit himself. So, when I'm saying this, we're even. I had another interaction with a kindergartner, which I've learned that kindergartners are the fucking devil. This one's name was Gabriel, and Gabriel decides to come up to me and say, "Miss KJ, it's weird that you're a girl, 'cause you talk like a boy, you look like a boy, KJ is a boy's name, and sometimes I can see your mustache." I thought, well, yes, thank you, Gabriel. Fuck you too. By the way, your father's not on vacation. He left you. That's why your mommy picks you up every day. Now, those of you who are cringing and groaning, you know I didn't actually say that, right? I would be very broke right now if I did. I did have another interaction. This time, it had nothing to do with my gender or lack thereof or whatnot, what have you. This was a different interaction that I was not ready for. I did not even see coming. Back in February, Black History Month, there's this small 9-year-old child, Black. Her name is Simone. I mentioned she's Black for a very special reason. Simone comes up to me and says, "Miss KJ, I want to be white." And I never thought I'd come across something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta hear more. Another kid said that my skin looks like poop. And that was the truth. That actually happened. And I have to think about this, like, of all the things Black people are accused of and the stereotypes that face us, we could be worse than we already are. We could be rapists, we could be murderers, we could be thieves, and even worse than that, we could be white guys named Keith. Could be so much worse. I just want to say, if you are a white guy named Keith, there is nothing special about you. Nothing. Zip, nothing. Now, you might try to push my own politics against me and say, well, KJ, what if there was a transgender man named Keith? Well, let me put it on record, transgender men are beautiful, strong, and fabulous, and not one of them would be dumb enough to name himself Keith. My ex-boyfriend is trans. He named his first name after his favorite author, Kurt, and his last name is Arabic and loosely translates to vagina boy. The asshole broke my heart, but he is a fucking genius. I'm KJ, thank you.
That's KJ, keep it going for KJ Whitehead.